Hello everyone, welcome back to Questing Beast. Today I'm going to take a look at how to make a character in the new basic 5th edition rules. I created a review of the 5th edition rules recently, you can go check that out, and I had some requests from people asking for a walkthrough on how to make a character. I think 5th edition does a pretty good job in walking you through it, but I haven't actually made a character yet, and so I'm going to take a look at their instructions and see how to do it. Feel free to follow along, make your own character later. Okay, so we have part 1, creating a character in chapter 1 here, or part 1, chapter 1. I have this nice bookmarked edition of the 5th edition rules, so that makes it a little bit easier to navigate. So let's just walk through it one step at a time here. Alright, so when you create a character in 5th edition, it looks like they recommend that you choose a race as the first thing that you do. So let's do that first. Choose a race. Look at our options here. Let's go to chapter 2. And it looks like every race has a racial score increase, an age, an alignment, a size, a speed, languages, and sub-races in some cases. Okay, so do I want to be a dwarf, an elf, a halfling, or a human? Let's see. You know, I'm tempted to be a halfling. I've never played a character that was a halfling before, so let's go with that. Take a look at some of their characteristics. Halflings are small and practical, standing about 3 feet tall, between 40 and 45 pounds, kind and curious. They blend into the crowd. They're stealthy, and pastoral pleasantries. They're very similar to Tolkien's hobbits. So, you know what a hobbit is, you know what a halfling is. To do halfling name recommendations, let's name my character. Oh, alright, so I also have a character sheet here. Let me make it a little bit smaller. There we go. So this is a form-fillable character sheet that you can get on the Wizard's website. It's very useful. So, let's look back at our hobbit here. Alright, halfling names. I can choose one of these or create my own. Let's make my own here. Character name. Bodwick. Sounds rather hobbity, or halflingy in this case. I think it'll be a male character. Ability score increases. Your dexterity score increases by 2. Keep track of that. My age, my alignment. Alright, I'll start with a young character. I'll remind myself that we'll write a little +2 here to remind myself to increase that later. My age, well, let's see. Is there a place to write age? Ah, here we go. I'll start him out at 25. He's a pretty young hobbit. Size, my size is small. Base walking speed is 25 feet. So height, I'm going to say 3 feet, 3 inches. Don't worry too much about that. Just a little background player name. Then alignment. Well, he's definitely be a good hobbit. I'm going to say he's neutral. Good. Race. Halfling. Experience points. Nothing in there right now. We haven't decided these things yet. It doesn't look like there's a space to write the character's size that I can see. I'll just have to remember that, I suppose. I'll just put this in here. There we go. Put from here for spells too, if I decide to make him a spell user, a magic user. Okay, lucky. All right, we're lucky. When you roll a 1 on an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw, you can re-roll the die and must use the new roll. So it sounds like it's much more difficult to get a critical miss if you're a halfling. That seems very useful. Let's put a halfling trait, not a personality trait. Features and traits. Okay. Lucky. I'll give myself a little reminder. Re-roll 1s on a d20. Basically what I need to know there. I'm also brave. I had advantage on saving throws against being frightened. Come in handy. What else do we have? Halfling nimbleness. I can move through the space of any creature that is of a larger size than yours. Okay. Languages. I can speak, read, and write Common and Halfling. It's not secret, but we tend not to talk about it with other people. Yeah, we have strong oral traditions. Okay, so we speak Halfling and Common, which is a language now. Here we go. Oops. Common and Halfling. Subrace. There are two main kinds of halfling, Lightfoot and Stout. The two main kinds of halfling, Lightfoot and Stout, are more closely related families than true subraces. Choose one of these subraces. Excuse me. So I can choose one of these subraces and get a little bit of a bonus from them. So I need to already have in mind the kind of character I want to play, because these will change them significantly. It's interesting that they have you choose your race and then your class and then roll your abilities. Normally it's the other way around, but we'll just do it this way. So a Lightfoot gets +1 charisma score, if I want to be a more charismatic character, and Stout gets better constitution. Let's see. Lightfoots also get naturally stealthy. You can attempt to hide even when you are obscured only by a creature that is at least one size larger than you. And Stout resilience, you have advantage on saving throws against poison for the Stout subrace. So I think I'm going to go with the Stout subrace. Background, halfling. Is there a section for subrace? Just put it here. Guess so. Oh, I put my speed in. My speed is 25 feet. Okay. As a Lightfoot, my charisma goes up by 1. Sorry, as a Stout, my constitution goes up by 1, and I have advantage against poison. So I'll go down to constitution, or +1 here. When I put my attributes in, or my abilities in, and I'll say, what was it called? Stout resilience. Advantage against poison. Okay. Anything else I need to know here? I think that's about it. We have a little bit of a description on how halflings see other races. Dwarves, elves, and humans. Dwarves make loyal friends, but can you count on them to keep their word? And you can count on them to keep their word, but would it hurt them to smile once in a while? So they see dwarves as rather dour. They like elves, but they're sort of put off by how mysterious they are. And they get along with humans for the most part. Okay, well, let's go back to creating our character. Choosing a race. And next we choose a class. Every adventurer is a member of the class. Your character receives a number of benefits from your choice of class. Many of these benefits are class features, capabilities including spellcasting, that sets your character apart from members of other classes. You also gain a number of proficiencies: armor, weapons, skills, saving throws, and sometimes tools. So things that you're particularly good at. Alright, so let's choose a class. What are our class options here? In the basic D&D, we just have the 4 standard classes. We have Cleric, Fighter, Rogue, and Wizard. I'm going to make a Halfling Fighter. That would be interesting. Halflings are often typically rogues because they're stealthy, but there's no reason they can't be a good fighter as long as you take weapons that benefit from dexterity. Alright, Fighter. Fighters are well-rounded specialists. They are trained for danger. I encourage you to think about your background. We'll get to that in a minute here. Alright, so making a fighter recommends that you make strength or dexterity your highest ability score. I think my character will be archery focused. An archer hobbit. Sorry, halfling. That's the same thing. Your next highest score should be Constitution. Good, I already have a bonus to Constitution from choosing to be a stout halfling. Alright, class features. Hit dice, 1d10 per fighter level. Hit points at first level, 10 plus your Constitution modifier. Hit points at higher levels, Okay, let's do that first. Our hit dice. D10. Put that there. Total, I have 1 hit die at the moment. Current hit points. It's going to be 10 because it's going to be the maximum of my hit die. Plus con. I don't know what Constitution is yet. We haven't actually figured out what the actual score is yet. So we're going to have to get to that. Proficiencies. All armor and shields, simple weapons, and martial weapons. Let's see here. Proficiencies. In all weapons, shields, and armor. Good. I'm going to need that. No tools. Saving throws. I'm proficient in Strength and Constitution. So my saving throws is right here. Strength and Constitution I'm both proficient in. I'll check those. Skills. Choose 2 skills from Acrobatics, Animal Handling, Athletics, History, Insight, Intimidation, Perception, and Survival. 2 skills. Okay, so I have a Halfling. He's going to be an archer. Maybe something like a ranger. He patrols the wild, attack people from far off. Acrobatics would be useful for clambering around. Animal handling. No, he's not much of a... I don't think he's going to ride a horse. Athletics, traveling, for doing feats of strength. He's not going to be a terribly strong character. History, Insight, Intimidation, Perception, and Survival. I can only choose 2 at the moment. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to take Survival. And... Survival and insight. That sounds interesting. Let's see here. Survival, check. Insight, check. Both of those are based on wisdom, it looks like, so I should think about giving myself some good wisdom to help myself out with that. Okay. Equipment. You start with the following equipment in addition to the equipment granted by your background. We haven't done background yet, we'll get to it. Let's see. A chainmail or a leather chainmail or leather. Longbow and 20 arrows. Start with the following equipment in addition to the equipment granted by your background. Do I get all of this? That seems like a lot. Alright, not going to complain. So chainmail or leather longbow and 20 arrows. Well, I'm going to be an archer. Well, if I look down at equipment, let me check equipment real quick. Do I want a longbow? So there's some more weapons here. There we go. A longbow is here, and it says that it is heavy, which means that small creatures have a disadvantage when using it. So that doesn't sound good to me. A longbow would be tricky for me to use. So I'm not going to go with longbow. I probably want a short bow, or maybe a crossbow. Okay. So a chainmail shirt or leather longbow and 20 arrows. The other next thing is martial weapon and a shield or 2 martial weapons. Light crossbow and 20 bolts or 2 hand axes. A dungeoneer's pack or an explorer's pack. So you get a pretty good setup here. Maybe I'll go with a crossbow for now. So let's take chainmail first from that first option. Equipment. Chainmail. A martial weapon and a shield, or 2 martial weapons. I'm not going to be using a shield, so maybe I should take 2 martial weapons. Yeah. What martial weapons do we have here? Two martial weapons. Well, I definitely want to focus on dexterity. So that means I need to pick weapons that have the finesse. Property here. So I could choose a whip, I could choose a short sword, scimitar, a rapier, okay. Well, let's take a rapier and short sword, scimitar, rapier, and a short sword. Just go with that for now. There we go. Here, and a short sword. Okay. Back to there. A light crossbow and 20 bolts. Definitely going to go with that one. for 20 bolts. This looks like money to track right here. I wasn't sure what that was at first, but that would make sense if that was money. Okay. And a Dungeoneer's pack or an Explorer's pack. What is that exactly? All right, a Dungeoneer's pack includes a backpack, a crowbar, a hammer, 10 pitons, 10 torches, a tinderbox, 10 days of rations, and a water skin. Also has 50 feet of rope. Explorer's pack, backpack, bedroll, mess kit, tinderbox, torches, rations, water skin, and rope, of course. I imagine my guy to be more of an outdoorsy character, so we're going to go with an Explorer's pack. Okay. Fighting style. You choose a particular style of fighting as your specialty. Choose one of the following options. You can't take a fighting style option more than once, even if you later get to choose it again. Alright, so archery, defense, dueling, great weapon fighting, protection, 2-weapon fighting. It's nice that there's lots of options. Well, as my character is an archer, I will naturally take the archery fighting style. Let's see here. Where would that go? Let's put it over here. Archery fighting style. And that was just +2. +2 on attack rolls with archery. Ranged attacks. There we go. Okay, so to my fighting style. Second Wind. You have a limited well of stamina that you can draw on to protect yourself from harm. On your turn, you can use a bonus action to regain hit points equal to 1d10 plus your fighter level. That's neat. Okay. Add that. Second Wind. But you need to get a bonus action. I'm not entirely sure how you normally get bonus actions. I'm sure I'll find out later. Well, maybe you don't need to get bonus actions. Maybe this just gives you a bonus action. In turn, you can use a bonus action. Yeah, maybe you can just automatically do that. Bonus action to heal 1d10 plus fighter level. Okay. Action Surge. Starting at second level, you can push yourself beyond your normal limits for a moment. On your turn, you can take one additional action on top of your regular action and a possible bonus action. Once you use this feature, you must finish a short or long rest before you can use it again. Okay, well that says it starts at second level, and since I'm starting my character at first level, I'm going to ignore that for now. At third level, we get a martial archetype. Fourth level, ability score improvement. Fifth level, we get extra attacks. Ninth level, we get these things. That's cool, but I don't need to worry about them at the moment since they only come in at higher levels, as you can see on the chart right down here. What else do I need to know? Martial archetypes. Different fighters choose different approaches to perfecting their fighting prowess. The martial archetype you choose to emulate reflects your approach. Champion. Archetypal champion focuses on development of raw physical power honed to deadly perfection. Those who model themselves on this archetype combine rigorous training with physical excellence to deal devastating blows. Alright, so it looks like there's only one martial archetype listed here, though no doubt there'll be many more in the player's handbook. So this gives you an improved critical at third level, a remarkable athlete at seventh level, and then we have more bonuses as we go up. Again, don't need to really worry about this. because these only happen at higher levels. I will, however, mark down that I am archetype with an E. Champion. Alright. And that's all I need to know about these guys for now. There's no bonuses to anything in particular, apart from getting a bonus to my ranged weapons. So let's go back to creating a character. Alright, I chose my class. Starting out at level 1. Hit points and hit dice. My proficiency bonus starts out at +2. Let's put that in there. Okay, inspiration, leave that blank. That only comes up during the game. Proficiency is added to everything that you're proficient in. Makes sense. Alright, determine ability scores. Much of what your character does in the game depends on your 6 abilities. So you can use an array, 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, and 8. You can roll for it, or there is a point buy system. Since I'm just starting out, I'm going to just go with a straight up array, because that's the simplest way to do it. 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, and 8. Okay. Well, I'm going to put 15 here, which makes it 17, because I have a +2. I have a 14. 14 I'm going to put in Constitution, which is going to become a 15 because I had that +1. 13 and 12. Wisdom is going to be 13. Charisma is going to be 12. 10 and 8. Let's put a 10 in Strength. I don't want to get any disadvantages there. And 8 in Intelligence. So he's not a terribly bright character, but he has a great amount of intuition. He has decent charisma. He has great dexterity and constitution for traveling the wilds. And he's passable in strength. He doesn't get any bonuses, but no penalties either. So let's put in our actual bonuses up here. We can go back to the list of... Find it again. Here we go. So we have ability scores and modifiers. So our 8 is -1 and the 10 is 0. 0. And our 8 is -1. I prefer to have the big number be the actual modifier, since that's the thing that you really use most often. 12 and 13 is +1. 14 to 15 is +2. That's +1. And dexterity, which is 17, is +3. Appropriately enough. Great. Determine ability scores, check. Describe your character. Once you know the basic game aspects of your character, it's time to flesh him out as a person. He needs a name. We did that already. Spend a few minutes thinking about what he looks like and how he behaves in general terms. Choose your character's alignment. Yes. Ideals. Okay, well, let's go down to that. Ideals. Equipment, trinkets, customization options, multi-classing feats, using ability scores. There we go. Character details. So what we want to do is we want to choose the ideals, bonds, flaws, and background. Name, sex, height, weight, other physical characteristics. We chose our alignment, languages, done, personality traits, ideals, bonds, and flaws, and a background. Okay, let's choose a background first. And that gives us some good hints as to what our traits, ideals, bonds, and flaws can be. An acolyte? No, not really. A criminal? I don't think he's a criminal background. A folk hero? That could be. He's a bit of a Robin Hood character, maybe. A sage or a soldier? I think it's definitely going to be folk hero then. Alright, so it gives, being a folk hero, I get some special stuff. Skill proficiencies, animal handling, and survival. Ooh, so I already chose survival. Animal handling, here we go. Survival was already chosen, so maybe I should take my other skill pick and put it somewhere else. How about perception? There we go. Tool proficiencies. One type of artisan's tools and vehicles. And equip one set of artisan's tools of your choice, a shovel, a pot iron, a set of common clothes, and 10 gold. Alright. Shovel, iron pot. Gold, artisan's tools. That looks like gold pieces there. 10 gold. And one type of artisan's tools. What kind of tools should I get here? Let's see, go to over tools. Artisan's tools. What was my background? Alchemist, a brewer, calligrapher, carpenter, cartographer, cobblers, cooks, wood carvers. My character's a cartographer. Yeah, he travels around the wild making maps. I like making maps, so that seems appropriate for me. Change that to cartographer schools. For tools. Okay. Back down to character details. Okay. And vehicle, land vehicles. Defining event. What happened to change me from a folk hero or from a normal cartographer into a hero or to a budding adventurer? I stood up to a tyrant's agents. I saved people during a natural disaster. Make up your own, but I'm just going to go with one of these. Stood alone against a terrible monster. Something attacked people, and I was just out there charting the land, but I stepped in and helped. Should put that. Backstory. Excellent. Feature, rustic hospitality. Since you come from the ranks of the common folk, you fit in with them with ease. You can find a place to hide, rest, or recuperate among other commoners, unless you have shown yourself to be a danger to them. It'll shield you from the law. Oh, awesome. I would add that on there. Rustic hospitality. Great. So I can choose from this list or make up my own. Again, I'm just going to choose from the list. Personality traits. Chosen by their actions. Well, let's see. I have medium charisma. I have rather low intelligence. I judge people by their actions, not words. And an ideal. What do I strive for? Respect, fairness, freedom, might, sincerity, or destiny? It recommends these for different alignments. Sincerity. Very truthful character. Bonds. I'm striving to see my family again. I love the land and protect the land. I will take revenge on any bully that I find due to my past. My tools are some of my past life. That's true. I protect those who cannot protect themselves. I wish my childhood sweetheart would come with me to pursue my destiny. I love the land and will protect the land. Years about being out in the wilderness mapping things has given me a close familiarity with the land. Alright, and I choose one flaw. The tyrant who rules my land will stop at nothing to see me killed. I suppose that's a downside. I don't know if it's exactly a flaw. Let's see here. The people who knew me when I was young know my shameful secret and I can never go home again. Weakness for the vices of the city. That's not me. I have trouble trusting my allies. Excellent. We're getting somewhere. Oh, I can fill my current hit points now. 10 plus my Constitution modifier, which is plus 2. So I start out with 12 hit points. Okay. I believe initiative is just your dexterity, so I think it's just plus 3. I'll just put that in. I don't know what my armor class is quite yet. Well, let me look up chainmail. I can fill that in maybe. Back down to armor. Armor, so I have chainmail. Blows, the suit includes gauntlets. Maybe chainmail wasn't a great decision. If I have my chainmail, then I can't add my dexterity to my armor class, which is a serious problem for me. So I'm going to have to go back and make another decision. Alright, leather, longbow, and 20 arrows it is. I'm not going to be great at using the longbow, but that's all right. Leather, longbow, and 20 arrows. Leather, longbow. Armor, longbow. I don't know if I'm reading this right. It seems like I get an awful lot of stuff. You start out with the following equipment in addition to the equipment granted by your background. I guess I get everything. Alright. I'm not going to complain. Okay. Where was I? I'm back down to Folk Hero. We finished that. Back to creating a character. Determining ability scores. Done. Describing your character. Bonds, flaws, and backgrounds. Done. Your character's abilities. So think about how your character's abilities affect them, and it makes sense to me. Choosing equipment, you get starting equipment. Instead of taking the gear you've given to you by your class and background, you can purchase your starting equipment. You have a number of gold pieces to spend based on your class, as shown in Chapter 5. Instead of taking it, you can buy it. Let's see. Look at my class. How much money do I start out with? I didn't notice that at first. Sorry, wealth. Fighter starts out with 5d4 plus 10 gold. Let's see. I'm going to average that to be about 120 gold. I don't have my dice with me right now, so I'll start with 120 gold. Plus that is 130 gold. I'm not quite sure about this. Can I sell some of this extra stuff to get more gold? I guess I can once the game starts. I'm not going to worry too much about it. Activating character. Choosing my equipment. Gold pieces, armor class. So 10 plus your armor class from your armor, and then you add your dexterity. Okay, so let's look down at armor again. Armor. I have leather armor this time, which can be 11 plus my dexterity modifier. Okay. Next modifier is 3. That's going to give me 14 armor class. Let's fill in some of my attacks here. Let's see. Crossbow. Attack bonus uses dexterity, so plus 3. Plus 2 from this over here. And I am proficient in all weapons, so I get plus 2 again. That's 5, so that's plus 7. Right off the bat. Damage and type of damage. How much damage does a crossbow do? Weapons. Crossbow. It's a light crossbow, right? Yeah, light crossbow. Light crossbow, 1d8. Okay. 1d8. Put it in there. Might as well put in some other ones as well. I also have a rapier and a short sword. I don't really plan on using this longbow at all. A rapier does 1d8 slashing. Let's put piercing. Slashing. And again, I'm proficient in it. I get dexterity from it. So that I get a plus 5 from that. Because I don't get this bonus. It's not part of an archery fighting style. Still alright. And let's see. Let's put in here. Short sword. There we go. Short sword. Is that versatile, or short sword is a finesse weapon? I can use my dexterity. So again, this can be 3 plus 2, so plus 5. And damage for the short sword is just 1d6 piercing. Okay. Any other major things that need to be filled in here? Oh, class and level. Fighter 1. Background. Folk hero. Experience point 0. Initiative, armor class, no inspiration at the moment. Oh, I can fill in these things as well. So my saving throws come from over here. So strength saving throw is going to be 0, but +2 because I'm proficient in it. So +2. It's very small. Dexterity is going to be +3. Constitution is going to be +4. Intelligence is going to be -1. Wisdom +1. And charisma +1. Finally, I can fill in my skills. Acrobatics is related to dexterity, so that's +3. Animal handling is wisdom, so it's going to be +3 for my wisdom and my proficiency bonus. Intelligence is -1. Not so great at those. Deception +1. History -1. Insight is going to be my wisdom +2, so +3 to that. Intimidation is just +1. Investigation. Medicine. Nature. Perception +3. Performance +1. +1. -1. And +3. Stealth +3. And survival +3. Right. So passive wisdom is I look at my perception, or passive perception related to wisdom. So my normal perception is +3. And so my passive right here is just 13. So you just add 10 to it. That means that on average you're going to roll a 13. So the game master can just look at my passive perception to see what my average odds are of seeing things that are sneaking up on me. No temporary hit points. Anything else important down here? Weight. 33 pounds. Eyes. Brown. Skin. Tan. Hair. Brown. He's out in the woods a lot. Allies and organizations. Character appearance. I could put a picture in there. I'm not really going to. Backstory. Could I put that in there? Additional features. Any treasure? None yet. And we have our spells. I'm not a spellcaster, so I'm not going to put anything in there. And I think I basically have my character done here. Let's just check to see if there's any other steps I need to do. Chose my equipment, got my armor class, figured out my weapon attacks, and you come together as a party. Bodwick, the folk hero halfling fighter, is ready to roll. If me and some other people had made other characters like this, we could have gotten together and started out on an adventure. The other classes look like they're mostly the same in terms of how you build them. It would be a bit trickier to make clerics and wizards because you'd have to go through the spell list. But the process is the same, and the book does a pretty good job in walking you through step by step exactly what you need to do. So following the book carefully is going to basically, you can't go too wrong. If you have any questions about this, let me know. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you all later. Thanks for watching.